Hey, what's up guys, welcome to this channel. So in this video we're going to be doing a backtest on gold, and we're just going to start from this area. Now this strategy, you only focus on New York Open. Alright, so let's see, this is our New York Open over here, which is 2 p.m. Nigerian time. Then let's see what to expect. Now basically what we are looking out for is for price to come down during New York session, take out some liquidity, then create a breakout structure or change or market structure shifts, or give us what I call a close above the soft handle. Now then we take a trade, risk 1%, then target 2% or target 1.5% or 1%, depending on the liquidity level we are looking at. Now in this case we are looking for buy positions because gold is on the higher time frame, is on the bullish. So before you use this strategy, you want to actually know what the time frame and what the trend on the higher time frame, that's the 4-hour time frame, is. So you can now know, okay, if you are looking for buy opportunities or looking for sell opportunities. So in this case, we are looking for buy opportunities. So what we want to see here is price to come down a little bit, take out some liquidity, then create a breakout structure or market structure shift. So now we see New York opened. All right, we see this down push. So what we basically want to see is to see a close above this level, then we go in for a trade. Okay, so this is the close above it. Now because we already have this structure, this move over here from the London session, we're just going to be targeting this liquidity over here. All right, so but we're going to be risking just 1%. So let's go for a long position. Then we long the market, place stop loss just below this area. Then our TP, it should always be 1:1 minimum. So we're just going to extend it over here to 1:1 so that it can capture our minimum amount of risk to reward. So we play and see how it goes. Now how long will you hold this particular trade? So the way I actually do this is that you have to hold it in between New York sessions. So you can hold this throughout the following day, but once it's like some minutes to the following New York session, then it's not in profit yet or it has not hit your TP, then you just have to close it and wait for another setup. So this is how far we can actually leave this particular trade. So it's either it goes to our stop loss or it goes to our TP. So let's see how it's going to play out. Because at the beginning of every New York session, this setup is going to reset. Now sometimes when it normally takes a lot of time to hit TP or stop loss, it simply means that maybe the market is trying to consolidate or trying to reverse. So but you just have to hold your trades. So in this case, we are going to be closing this trade at break even. All right, so the first trade here was break even. This was break even. So let's move over to the next setup, which is the next day. Now we're expecting price to, so on the next day, let's see, we're expecting price to maybe come down, take out liquidity. Okay, so here we saw price coming down, taking that liquidity. So our handle is going to be, what we are waiting for price to do now is to close above this area, then we'll take another buy opportunity. Okay, so this is the buy opportunity, and this time we are taking our trade at this level. Then stop loss is going to be, now one thing you also have to understand about the size of the stop loss is that the size of the stop loss determines the amount of lot size you're going to use. So let's say for example you use 0.1 lot size over here. Here you might want to reduce it to like 0.07 or 0.06, so that this whole area right here we have 22 points as stop loss. Here we have 13 points as stop loss. So you might want to reduce your lot size so that you can actually get that 1% risk. All right, so you don't use the same stop loss every time. So here, because the market has pumped, we are just going to be doing 1:1 risk to reward over here. So this is just going to be 1:1. So let's play and see how it goes. guys, subscribe to this channel. If you want me to be making videos like this, subscribe. And there's also the 5 minutes strategy, but 15 minutes tends to be more reliable because we're talking about gold here, so that is why. But if you want me to make video about the 5 minutes strategy, just drop a comment in the section and I'll also make videos about that. So I'm just going to be taking like 6 trades or 5 and see what the win rate is going to look like. So like I said, you can hold this trade all the way down to the next let's say like 130. You also have to pay attention to news for that particular day. If you are in profits, like this is almost 130 and you have like CPI and FP, you can just close your trade and take your profit. So this trade right here, as you can see, during the next session it hits our take profits, then we'll start looking for another setup. Now it hits TP around, hits TP. So hitting TP gave us another setup, which is this price closing above this handle. Alright, after, as you can see over here, this is the New York Open. Price came down, took out this liquidity, tapped into FEG, then gave us this break and closed above this. So this will be another setup, another long position. So we can also take another setup over here, then stop loss just below this area. And since there is no obvious liquidity around this zone over here, we're going to do 1-to-1. Now, if there are liquidity in your left side, then you should target those liquidity areas. So this is 1-to-1, and let's see how it goes. As you can see, boom, within 15 minutes, our TP got hit. So that's another win. So what we want to do is also wait. Now, remember, if you have multiple positions, you can leave some to just run. But, you know, for the sake of this back testing, we are assuming we are using just one position, one TP, one stop loss. So we're going to wait for price to come into this level, into this Q zone to give us another setup. Now, the best time you should actually look for setup is between 2 p.m. Nigerian time to 8 p.m. Nigerian time. This is when you are most likely going to get the setup that will give you the though sometimes you get the setup later in Asian session, but you don't want to be awake every time because you are waiting for setups on the charts. All right. So remember, the strategy is if there's no obvious liquidity to target, go for 1-to-1. Then if there are obvious liquidity, if the liquidity level that you're targeting gives you 1-to-3, fine, still take it. Alright, and target 1-to-3. But the most important thing is that every single setup you are risking just 1%. So we've taken 3 trades so far. Yeah, 3 trades, right? Yeah, 3 trades, 1 break even, 2 profits. Now let's look at this. So we've seen price coming down, taking out some liquidity over here. So we're waiting for price to close also above this level. Now remember, it can give you more levels. So here it gives us a level to close above. I call it the soft handle. Now we have another one over here. So as long as the time is still within, we have another one. Okay, there's no one there for now. Though this is another setup. This is another setup over here. So, but let's just stick to our normal setup, which is closing above that handle. Okay, so this day there's actually no trade for this particular day. So we'll have to wait. Though, like I told you, sometimes in the Asian session I might give you setup, but you won't be awake in this particular time to take that trade. So what you have to do is to wait for the next New York session. So as you can see, during the Asia session, price will just keep going up and down. So let's just wait for another setup. So we've gotten into another trading day, another New York session. So right here, we don't have any handle yet. The handle we have is all the way above this, which is too far. So let's just wait and see what's going to happen. So now we have a handle over here. Just want to see price close above this area. And we have another handle over here. Okay. So as you can see, this is also happening between 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. So right now, we'll just take a trade over here. Stop loss is just going to be below this low over here. Then our TP, remember, if there are no liquidity targets, just choose 1 to 1. So as you can see, TP hits. Yeah, so guys, I don't know, let's see if we can take one more trades, because I just have 15 minutes to record this video. So guys, if you love this particular strategy and you want me to make more videos about this strategy, drop your comments in the comment section. Let's see how it goes. So this is it. So you can actually go for 1 to 2 if you want, but you know, the higher your risk to reward, then you know, the lesser your win rate is going to be. So we've gotten to another session. So basically all we need to do here is want to see price close above this area after taking liquidity. Now we have another handle over here, and boom, I want to see a displacement. Okay, that is it. So that is our signal to go long. Then stop loss is just going to be this area. Then 1 to 1. Why? Because there is no obvious liquidity on the left side to target. So we just go this way. And sometimes one of the reasons why you have to target 1 to 1 is if you didn't have a deep retracement before that setup. If there's a deep retracement, you can go for 1:2, even if there's no large liquidity to target. So remember, we can only hold this trade all the way down to this time over here. So this is going to be the last trade for this video. Okay, boom. So TP hits. So guys, yeah, that is the strategy, a day trading strategy you can use. And if you go back into the strategy, you see that we traded for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a week, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setups. All right, so we had 5 setups, and one of them was break even. This went on profit, this was profitable, this was profitable. So randomly I can say, generally I can say this is actually 95% win rates or 90% win rates, guys. So if you want me to make more backtesting video or more detailed video about this strategy, let me know in the comment section. All right, see you guys, and do have a lovely trading week ahead. Bye.